Well, I'd like to welcome you to another part of this introduction into turf and sports fields and drones. Now, I've had you look around, explore some parks, park or athletic field or lawn, or different places that maybe you are familiar with and you play on, and get you seeing those fields and those plant communities and that agriculture in a little bit different way than you have before. Now I'd like to bring in the drone aspect, and you're going to be learning from some of the USU Aviation Drone Group um, on about drones themselves, what they are, how to use them, and then during the camp we'll be exploring some ways these are very effective, very useful in managing, taking care of, and showing off um, turf grass areas, parks, golf courses, fields, and things like that. So that's why the connection with the drones. It gives us a new tool, a really useful tool to do what we do better, and it's fun as well. I do want to highlight that we can use these really also to show off. This image on the lower left is from the USU Quad a couple weeks ago when the grounds crew mowed in a flag, and just a nice, great management, great care of this field with the striping and good and showing off the good conditions and what they do well. But what we'll kind of focus on a little bit is how this can improve our management of a field. And what drones really do well is showing off patterns, showing areas where there's problems, and helping us identify where those are easier. This is a football field. Looks like it's Texas A&M, and it shows really where the traffic occurs, where the damage occurs on these fields while it's being used. Obviously, down the middle is where most of the wear occurs during game days, but there's also a lot of traffic, a lot of damage along the sidelines, end zones that keeps switching. This may be because of the paint in some cases, or maybe it's related to other problems. But these can show those patterns and help the field managers know what's going on. Here's another example. This is probably a high school soccer and lacrosse field. And you can look at and see where most of the traffic occurs around the goal boxes, near where the near the in some locations here, maybe where the lacrosse goals are. But this can show patterns. Shinko can show diseases as well. Here we have some rings showing off some disease that we may not see from the ground. This can help us know what's going on with the field. It can also help us advise the players, the coaches, on how to use that field more effectively and prevent some of these overly used areas. This is another picture of a baseball field. I'm guessing this is probably showing some irrigation or watering issues. You can see definite patterns of rectangles here of more brown turf, as well as kind of a mottled appearance. There might be some disease happening here, but again, this aerial bird's eye view helps to see those much better than you sometimes can see at the ground level. This is a really bad field. I don't know if the drone really improves our ability to find out what's going on, but it can definitely highlight to schools, to whatever, about the poor quality of some fields. and really highlight the need for having a safe field. I'll come back to that at the end. We also have some other sensors that can be used on drones to really highlight stressed areas that maybe we can't see with the eye. In this case, it's using some near infrared bands, those bands that are just below the visual spectrum, or what we can see. And the red is the hotter areas, and the green is the cooler areas. And what this is likely showing is the more stressed areas might be water stress, wear stress on that field. Now what's really useful is, yeah, you might be able to see this with the naked eye, but sometimes this near infrared will pick up stressed areas before you can see it actually visually. The red areas out here are all non-irrigated, so it's very hot. This is the field, it's being irrigated, and these are the more stressed areas. You can see these other areas here where it's more stressed. And temperature also can be used to pick out areas that need some attention before the visual eye can see. In this case, this is a golf course shot from a drone. It's probably a composite, but all looks pretty good. However, you analyze this with temperature, and it can really show off where some of the problems are. Blue is the coolest. These are trees. These are the golf greens. These are the cooler areas, probably happier, not so stressed. But areas that are green or more yellow and red are more stressed. So they're likely irrigation problems, possibly disease problems, and some other things. Again, you can pick those out before you can with the eye to stave off any real damage. Now during the camp, the drone program group will show more images, live video from drones, but I thought I'd kind of prime the pump a little bit and show you an example I received from a golf course. I believe this is from the southeast, and this really isn't going to be showing problems necessarily, but can show how you can highlight, how you can show off what you do with a drone. At the golf green down below, I think this is a pretty expensive country club, just based on the appearance of the turf and the buildings, but very nice place to go. We've had a number of students from USU go to golf courses like this around the country. And if you get some experience with drones, you could do this very thing while being at the golf course and begin learning with their superintendents. I think it's just a good example of how these can be used. The last slide I have, or the last video, is it's really about a program in Maryland, but I think they used drones very effectively in some of their time lapse and some of their images here. And it really illustrates the importance of safety in the fields. Yeah, we might take care of turf to make it green and look really nice, but for fields like this and athletic fields, We do it for safety of those like you who are playing on those. Let's get this started.
We've got a new infield mix for improved playability. We'll be sodding the entire outfield. We've redone the irrigation. We've completely redone all the fences around the field. Essentially, we're giving them a brand new facility, and we're doing it in one day.
So we've got about 5 different Parks and Recreation districts in from all over the state of Maryland working on this project.
Both our staff time and MRPA staff time, as well as all the materials, everything that's here is donated by the community to give back to the youth in Salisbury.
It's been here since 1974. And it's got a lot of uses over the years. All of this field, we have girls ages 3 to 10 playing in a softball league.
This gives them an opportunity to improve the playability after a weather-related event, as well as make a safer surface for the kids that are out here.
Teaching our members how to do their jobs better.
Create an educational track within Maryland Parks and Rec Association about athletic fields specifically to make sure that we know how to raise the bar on our fields, because we understand that safety is such an important part of athletic fields. While we're over here, we're all working, we're all learning at the same time.
We've had similar examples of these kinds of industry groups coming together to work on fields around Utah and the region with donations much like this as well. Again, this really shows, I think, a good use of drones in this business, and it's fun too. Again, safety is really why we do a lot of this. So I look forward to meeting all of you, hopefully getting you a little curious about these fields you might be playing on, and maybe even see it as a career possibility way down the road. You can stay among, or you can keep among that sports atmosphere for your whole career, even if you don't play. So consider that. And again, I look forward to meeting you at the end of July.